Hi everyone, it's me again, and I have another great idea you can use in your math lessons with your kids. Again, this is a task that I would use and issue as a challenge. It's geared more towards grades 3 through 8, but you certainly could use it in second grade because they have been exposed to adding and subtracting with three numbers to make equations. It's just a little more challenging in second grade because you can only use adding and subtracting really. This comes from Jo Boaler's work, her website called U Cubed, and it's Bowl of Fact. So the goal here is you need to use 3 die, and maybe they have die at home from a board game. At least you would hope so. But if not, I've included a link where they can click on the link and it will automatically simulate rolling 3 die because that's what I need for this task. We need to roll 3 dice to get 3 random numbers. They go in these boxes, typically if you're in the classroom for the task sheet, and we need to then create math problems or equations that equal the values of the pins here. And the goal is to try to use 3 numbers to knock all of your pins down or marked off in one turn. It's very difficult to do, actually. I usually can do it in two, but it really gets at that number flexibility and being creative in your equations. Do you have potential for wrong answers? Yes, but at least kids are sharing their thinking and doing their work. You could do this live in small groups, or I think I would introduce it in a video, which I'll have a student version that I'll share, and then just give them a task sheet, which I can also show you what that looks like. So I'm going to click on this and hopefully it works and brings you right to where it is. So I have my 3 numbers. In this case, I got a 6, a 2, and a 5. And if you get the same number, you get the same number. That's what you have to work with. So then once you have your 3 numbers, you start generating your work. You want to create equations so that you have 3 numbers. So I put that here, and these circles are where we put our operations. You can use all of them if you're using it grades 3 up, add, subtract, multiply, or divide. And you can even use grouping symbols, although I didn't include that in this slideshow. So when I did my simulator, I got a 5, a 3, and a 4. And then I just did some work here. What could I be creative with? Now, I was able to come up with the answers that I got in more than one way, but I only recorded the one way that I could. I was stuck on coming up with 1, 9, and 10 with those numbers. It doesn't mean that you can't. I just got stuck in the amount of time I wanted to devote to it. So I decided I'm going to roll again. I'm not going to get a strike. I'm not going to knock them all down. And I rolled again. And I got a 7, 6, and 2. This time I was able to come up with 2 more solutions. I knocked 1 and 10 down, but I still couldn't make 9 work with the 3 numbers. I could just take 7 and add 2, but I have to use all 3 numbers. So really the goal of this task is to get a strike, all 10 equations with one set of 3 numbers that you rolled using dice. A spare is all 10 equations in 2 dice rolls, so the next best way. Or just come up with as many equations as you can. I mean, just think of it. This was a lot of math, just generating these different equations, and there is more than one way to arrive at the same number. So really, I could have listed even more equations that I thought of. And I guess the challenge I'd issued to my class is, can you get all 10 pins down in 3 tries or less? So I'd issue it on a Monday, probably in either a whole group meet or meet with half my class and then the other half class, and then check back in later in the week. And they can submit it as soon as they're done if they want, if you put it into your Google Classroom. So let me just show you one last thing before I sign off. So then I created just a sheet that you could upload into your classroom. They could print it, or you could put text boxes so that they could just type in their solutions and submit, and then you have it right there, then and there in your Google Classroom. So again, I hope you'll try out some of these tasks. This is an older one that I used a long time ago, and I'm just bringing out some revised ideas that we can use in this remote learning. See you guys. Bye.